Mhm. Amen. I see some of you know what has happened. Um, we have not directly uh, heard from Attorney General Keith Ellison, but we can verify what his decision is. The Attorney General is increasing the charges against Derek Chauvin, the officer involved in George Floyd's death, to second-degree murder. Ex-officers Jay Alexander and um, Thomas Lane and Toe Tahoe will be charged with aiding and abetting murder. So again, all four officers will be charged in the death of 46-year-old George Floyd. To God be the glory for that. Whether or not they've been taken into custody, I have no idea if that has happened or when it will happen. But we do know that the Attorney General has increased the charges against Derek Chauvin to second-degree murder. The other three officers, Thomas Lane, Alexander, and Ty, will be charged with aiding and abetting murder. It's wonderful news. Wonderful news. So, we know it's not over. I totally agree with you, Tammy. Always 100, never fake. Says they all must get life. When a life is taken, then my belief is if you intentionally done that and you knew the outcome and you just didn't care, you stood and you watched, you didn't intervene, you watched the officer near, put his hands in his pocket and be rather cool about doing it, then in my opinion, all of y'all knees was on George Floyd's neck. And you must be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We can celebrate some, but don't go overboard because we haven't got inside of the courtroom yet. And the same system that used to use the words legal and lynching in the same sentence is the same system that we're dealing with today. So we must closely watch them to make sure that they are doing their job. Tawana Ferris, good evening to you. I hope you've heard the good news by now that they're going to increase the first officer's charge from third-degree murder to second-degree murder. And the other three officers involved will be facing aiding and abetting murder. And to God be the glory for that. Now, protesters, I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's give them some rest. Let's give them some rest. We have accomplished what we were after. Now, I'm asking that you go home. Go home, be with your family, and get you some rest. All of you done a wonderful job. This thing did not stop in the United States. It went worldwide. Worldwide. We fussed, we cried, we were aggravated, we tore up some shit because we were frustrated. We were just not out there protesting for what happened to George Floyd. Our mind went back to yesteryear. And how many times we've been here before protesting and we got nothing. This time, we didn't ask. Told them what we wanted. In one way or another, legally or illegal, we were going to get what we wanted. Now let's see this thing play out inside of a courtroom. Legacy for real says, no bail. I wish you was the judge. I'd buy your lunch because none of them needs a bail. I don't care if it's a $5 million bail. None needs a bail. I can expect this out of just everyday citizens, but I don't expect for police officers to become the criminals we have hired them to chase. But when they do, my belief is that their penalty must be 10 times as that of just your ordinary citizen. To God be the glory. All three men will be charged in the death of George Floyd. One more thing I want to tell you about his daughter, 6 years old. She said when they asked her, what did her daddy do? She said, my daddy changed the world. And he did. I love y'all. Y'all have a good evening. To God be the glory.